The dark side of human nature, why some people secretly enjoy your failure. There is a side of human nature that most people don't like to admit exists, a side that feels uncomfortable, a side that people often hide from themselves. Sometimes people are not only happy when they succeed, sometimes they feel satisfaction when someone else falls. A friend loses a job, a successful person experiences failure. Someone who seemed to have everything suddenly struggles, and instead of feeling sympathy, some people feel a strange sense of satisfaction, a quiet feeling of they finally got what they deserved. This phenomenon has existed throughout human history. It has a name, Schadenfreude, a feeling of pleasure or satisfaction from another person's misfortune. And what makes it disturbing is that it is not limited to cruel people. It has a human emotion that can appear in ordinary individuals. The question is why? Why would someone feel good about another person's pain? The answer reveals something uncomfortable about comparison, insecurity, and the human ego. Humans naturally compare themselves to others. From a young age, people learn to measure themselves against those around them. Who is smarter, who is more attractive, who is more successful, who receives more attention. Comparison can motivate people, but it can also create resentment. When someone sees another person achieving something they secretly desire, it can create an uncomfortable feeling. Instead of thinking, I want to improve myself, the mind may sometimes choose a darker path. I want them to lose what they have. Because of someone else falls, the gap between them and you feels smaller. Their failure can temporarily make your situation feel better, not because their suffering is truly enjoyable, but because it removes the painful reminder of what you lack. This is one reason why some people secretly enjoy seeing successful people fail. The success of others can expose their own insecurities. A person who constantly compares themselves may not see another person's achievements as inspiration. They see them as evidence of their own shortcomings. Someone else's victory becomes their personal defeat. Someone else's happiness becomes a reminder of their own unhappiness. And instead of addressing the insecurity, they attack the person who triggered it. This is why people sometimes criticize those who are successful. They say they think they're better than everyone. They just got lucky. They don't deserve it. Sometimes these statements are true. Successful people can have flaws. They can be arrogant. They can make mistakes. But sometimes criticism is not about their behavior. Sometimes it is about the discomfort created by their existence. Their success challenges another person's beliefs about themselves. But there is an even darker side to this. Humans are often attracted to watching powerful people fall. This is why scandals involving celebrities, leaders, and public figures attract so much attention. People who were admired suddenly become targets. The same crowd that celebrated someone can become the crowd that destroys them. Why? Because seeing someone fall can create a feeling of balance. A person who seemed untouchable becomes human again. Someone who seemed above everyone else is brought back down. It creates the feeling that no one is above us. But sometimes this goes beyond justice. Sometimes it becomes entertainment. People stop caring about truth. They only care about watching the downfall. The mistakes someone made become less important than the pleasure of seeing them punished. This reveals something important about human psychology. People do not only seek fairness, sometimes they seek emotional satisfaction, and those two things are not always the same. Justice asks, What is the appropriate response? Revenge asks, how can I make someone suffer? The difference between them reveals a lot about human maturity, because deep down, many people carry emotions they do not want to acknowledge: jealousy, envy, resentment, the desire to feel superior, the desire to see someone else lose. The problem is not that humans experience these emotions. The problem is when they pretend they don't exist. A person who understands their darker emotions can control them. A person who refuses to acknowledge them can become controlled by them. The most dangerous people are not always those who have negative emotions. Everyone has them. The dangerous ones are those who believe they are incapable of having them, because when people refuse to examine their own darkness, they often project it onto others. They excuse others of being arrogant while their own ego is wounded. They accuse others of being selfish while ignoring their own jealousy. They accuse others of deserving failure because they cannot accept their own frustration. The uncomfortable truth is that every human being has a shadow side, a part of themselves they would rather not reveal. The goal is not pretending that side does not exist. The goal is understanding it, because the moment you can recognize your own envy, your own resentment, and your own desire to see others fall, you gain control over it. And maybe the true measure of character is not whether you ever feel these emotions. Maybe it is what you choose to do when they appear, because everyone has moments where they see someone else failing. But the question is, do you do you reach out your hand, or do you secretly enjoy watching them fall?